like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamo Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamo do it for you. That's Lamo Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
This broadcast is brought to you by Beatrice Movies, located on Court Street in Beatrice, Carlson Irrigation, your Rinky dealer in Shickley, and by Community Insurance Group in Tecumseh, Sterling, Humboldt, and Pawnee City. This broadcast is brought to you by Landmark Implement, with 16 locations throughout Nebraska and Kansas, and by Premier GMC. We are professional grade. This broadcast is brought to you by Precision Seed and Chemical and Friend, Scooters Coffee in Beatrice, and by Twin Rivers in Fairbury and Beatrice, the high-volume, low-hassle place to buy. This broadcast is brought to you by Sunland Seed, Mike Holdmeyer, your Pioneer Seed Wrap with Sunland Seed of Beatrice, and by Weekend Warrior Roofing in Shickley.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Just finished an epic game? Keep the excitement going with a stop at Good to Go Convenience Store on your way home. Refuel with a fresh coffee. Grab a tasty sandwich and fill up your tank to be ready for the next adventure. Whether you're celebrating a win or discussing the highlights, Good to Go has all your post-game refreshments covered. Make it a part of your game day routine.
Good to Go post-game snacks.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. NCN Sports is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Liberty First Credit Union. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Teammates Mentoring. Join the team. Be a mentor. Go to teammates.org today. Diller Odell Public Schools, Milligan Insurance, and by Sheer Quality Furniture in Beatrice. When you're ready for quality, you're ready for Sheer.
Freeman and Johnson Brock are both the ultimate word of dominant, and it's led them to one of the finest tournaments in the land. The UDECA's Basketball Tournament Championship in the A Division. Even better, they play for the oldest crown in this side of the Mississippi's tournaments. Andy Klassen, this is a state final preview, possibly, at least for the two teams in their respective classes.
You're exactly right. Two undefeated teams, D1, D2, and we have some phenomenal players, a lot of state experience here as well.
Both teams are ranked number one in our News Channel Nebraska rankings. This is a game that people have been wanting to see around this state. Now, it is cross-class, as we've mentioned, but that doesn't mean I don't think it's going to be any less competitive.
No, not at all. Both teams really like to push the tempo, work the ball up and down the court. They got some length, especially Freeman. We're going to probably see some play above the rim here tonight, and there's some lethal shooting. We're going to talk about some of those shooters here in a moment.
Let's do that. Let's talk about Camden Dollinghouse for Johnson Brock. Second leading scorer, not by much, 15.4 points per game. He's Coach Lucas Dollinghouse's one of two sons he has on the team. Keep an eye on him tonight.
He plays like a coach's son. Very smart with the basketball. Great shooter, can hit from anywhere, but the way he finishes at the rim, shooting on a clip of 87% from the field inside the arc.
And on the Freeman side of things, Hudson Vetrovsky, one of the only remaining players from that state championship team from a couple of years ago. He's got experience, he's athletic, He's been quiet during this week, only 8.5 points per game. They'll need him tonight.
You're exactly right. He's listed as a shooting guard, and he can hit big shot after big shot during the state tournament last year on their title run. He's brought that momentum with him into this season, still shooting the ball with a lot of confidence. He might light it up here tonight.
And I'm going to catch you with a surprise question here. Both of these teams are good defensively. They're good offensively. Which one do you see being more of a factor?
Being what that?
Being more of a factor.
Being more of a factor. Well, both teams are going to try and get the other one, take away their number one option. The only problem with that is both teams have multiple scoring options to go to. It's going to be who can step up as that second, third scoring option and fill that void if the defense does take away that first scoring option from the opposition.
We're expecting standing room only. You look behind us here, you see the red of Johnson Brock, you see the blue of Freeman on the other side. This place is going to be electric for the A Division final. Freeman and Johnson Brock, one team's perfect season will come to an end. Johnson Brock won 49 straight games the last time they lost to these same Freeman Falcons on February 9th of 2023.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures, out-of-this-world shopping, star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
The pregame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCO.com and by Johnson County Central Public School.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Nebraska, it's time to celebrate our community heroes. Do you know a local hero who dedicates their time to make your community better? Someone who leads with a vision for a brighter tomorrow and inspires others to join? Nominate them today for the Community Hero Program, thanks to Medica. Each month, one Nebraska hero will be chosen and will get to choose a nonprofit to receive a $1,000 donation. Let's honor those who make our community shine. Community Hero, celebrating the heart of Nebraska.
Both teams on the floor for warm-ups as we get ready to go between Freeman and Johnson Brock, the 1-seed Eagles, the 2-seed Falcons. Let's tell you a little bit about each of these schools in our school spotlight, brought to you in part by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Out of the town of Adams, just north of us here in Beatrice, it is the Freeman Falcons. Gage County, 110 the enrollment for Freeman High School. For Johnson Brock, who's all the way out towards the east, out in Nemaha County, 1,240 in that town, enrollment of 93, 44 boys and 49 girls. That's our school spotlight, brought to you in part by Currency. When we come back, a look at the starting lineups, final thoughts and keys, and tip-off for what could be one of the penultimate showdowns in the state in the regular season.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. The big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Get started on your next adventure at Woodhouse GMC. From the power of the GMC Sierra to the versatility of the terrain. No matter where you're headed, we've got a ride built for the journey. Strength, style, and space for moments that matter. Take advantage of exclusive offers going on now. Shop in-store or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't just see anyone, see the trainer. From bracing to home health and rehab products, they provide the right solutions to keep you moving. Whether it's a chronic condition or sudden injury, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. With a wide range of in-stock orthopedic, sports medicine, or rehabilitation products, See the Trainer is dedicated to improving your quality of life. Visit the professionals at See the Trainer in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
There's a look from the bleacher side of the arena here at the Beatrice Municipal Auditorium. Both teams about ready to get introduced, Freeman and Johnson Brock. Now from that angle you can't see it, but this place is filled to the brim. Yes. I don't see an open seat, Andy Klassen. Maybe a couple up towards the top, but I think by the time we get this one underway, it is going to be standing room only.
Well, it already is standing room only, because in front of us, the main hallway feeding to the center of the court, looks like there's a lot of Freeman fans still looking for a seat.
The 96 Mudecas basketball tournament on NCN is brought to you in part by Exeter Milligan Public Schools, Mingy Tree Service in Odell, Johnson County Hospital in Tecumseh, Schmidt Excavating out of Adams, and Bruning Grain and Feed. Andy Klassen, biggest key for Freeman, biggest key for Johnson Brock before this outstanding showdown.
Well, you said it. We're expecting a shootout. Two phenomenal offensive teams. They can score the ball in many different ways. It feels like a game. Whoever can make just that one more defensive play, that might be enough to come away with a victory here tonight.
Both teams with massive scoring margins,
yes.
68 points per game for Johnson Brock. They only allow 28.6. Freeman scores 64, allows 36. So plus 40 for Johnson Brock, about plus call it 30 for Freeman per night.
Yeah, and it really shows you, you don't get to those type of averages just leaning on three-point shooting or just leaning on a good post presence. You know, you got to have a little bit or a lot of bit of everything to hit those type of numbers, and that's what we're going to see here between the Falcons and Eagles tonight. What's most impressive, just to the eye, is when you look at the Freeman Falcons and the team length they have, especially across that starting five.
Freeman ranks number 1 in Class C2 in our News Channel Nebraska rankings. Same for Johnson Brock in D1. They're atop the rankings, but they've never won an A-Division championship. 3 times they've won it in B, Andy. 2010, 2012, 2022. A lot of people penciled them in to be in the finals last year before weather canceled the tournament. Dominated round 1 over Diller Odell 73-34. This could be the year.
It really could be. It feels like it, but they're running into a freight train that is the Johnson Brock Eagles, who are used to winning a lot of games
you mentioned the winning streak playing out into this year, 13-0 on this season alone.
Yeah, Freeman's won 13 A Division championships, 2022, 2014, 2010, 2002, and 1999 and 2000. Those are as Freeman. And then as Adams, 93, 92, 1977, 72, 71, 48, and 38. As all the teams get every player introduced here for the Mudecas Finals, we'll take a look at the starting lineup. First for the Freeman Falcons, who come into this one the number 2 seed in the tournament, 12-0. Our starting lineup is brought to you in part by Medica. Easton and Owen Buss, twin brothers and juniors. Hudson Petrovsky, the senior and only remaining player that plays consistent minutes from that state championship team in 2023. Aiden Glanz, a senior. Trevor Reed, a senior. Glanz, 23 points in the semifinals. For Johnson Brock, the top seed in the tournament, they come into the final a perfect 13-0. Dominant this season, Andy. 75-31, yeah. They knocked off EMF. There's a look at the starting lineup for the Eagles. Austin Meyer, 6'4", 215-pound senior. Camden Dollinghouse, he was our key player, the senior, 15 points per game. Brody Kaler, a junior, 6'4", 190 pounds. Then you've got Kaysen Dollinghouse and Garrison Bowie, a senior and a junior. Some sharpshooters on the outside for Lucas Dollinghouse's group. It's been a long time since this team's felt a loss.
Yep, senior-led, 3 seniors, 2 juniors on that starting lineup. And then for the Freeman Falcons, yes, they have a couple. Hudson Vertrosky, the lone senior who was a starter on last season's state title team, but almost a cheat code when you enter Easton and Owen Buss, the twins, both juniors, so they're upperclassmen now. But you want to talk about building chemistry? Doesn't that kind of feel like having your twin brother out there being the 1 guard and 2 guard? Kind of a break for the Freeman Falcons.
Andy, I have to be honest, it's gotten so loud in here, I only heard about half of what you said. I trust that it's good. Can you hear me all right? Because this place is getting noisy, and we haven't even tipped off.
I know it, and it's only going to get louder. The overflow seating that we're talking about, they allowed a lot of Freeman fans in behind us the stage, so what's loud pre-tip-off is only going to get louder throughout the game. What an environment here in Beatrice.
Packed to the brim here at the auditorium. The ceremonial handshake pregame that is always done in division final matchups. The 96th edition of the Mudecas basketball tournament. Johnson Brock undefeated, 49 straight wins. The Freeman Falcons 12-0. Wasn't that long ago that they were champions of both this tournament, and a year later state champions as well with that fantastic team with Talon Vetrovsky, Carter Niles, Carter Ruse.
Great point.
Phenomenal team.
It really was, and winning a tournament like this really does give your squad the confidence that, hey, maybe we can make a run later in the season and win another tournament that we're thinking about, that of course being the state tournament in Lincoln.
Brody Kaler against Aiden Glanz, and we are underway as the tip is won by Kaler for Johnson Brock. And the undefeated Eagles, 13-0 against the undefeated Falcons, 12-0 is underway. 3 right out of the gates. Wow. Austin Meyer, no hesitation. Just the second triple of the season for the 6'4 senior to give Johnson Brock the lead.
I mean, at 215 pounds, you're thinking this guy's going to try and post us up. No. Catch, shoot, triple to start things off.
Petrovsky went to the free throw line, leading scorer for the Falcons, and he dished it off to Reed, and Reed couldn't finish on a tough shot underneath the rim. Brody Kaler with the basketball, leading scorer right now, 15.5 points per game for the junior. Meyer looking to double up, same spot. This one falls off to the left, and the ball brought up the floor here by Vetrovsky once again. Trevor Reed looking for Easton Buss, threw it away, stepping in front of the passing lane, Dollinghouse. And here is Camden Dollinghouse, the senior guard.
Yep.
Pass deflected here by Owen Buss, tracked down by Garrison Bowie. Mason Dollinghouse to Kaler. 3-0. Johnson Brock with the lead in a battle of undefeateds. Pass down low. Dollinghouse, tough angle shot, good closeout defense by Easton Buss.
And Freeman will try for their first points of the night. Petrovsky up fakes off the left block. He does not get fouled. They'll call a turnover here on Petrovsky on the up fake. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, moved his feet, shuffled his feet. Good on number 11, Brody Kaler, not leaving his feet, not taking the cheese, getting out of position defensively.
Johnson Brock averages 68 points per game, allowed 28.6 per night. Wild pass tracked down by Brody Kaler. Dollinghouse to his left. Threading the needle was Bowie to find Meyer. Meyer went up with it, and now he gets into a tie-up. Thaden Glanz.
And of course, Meyer's the last one holding the ball there. Jump ball. Really nice pass. You mentioned it, threading the needle, but that's what Johnson Brock is so good at, coming off those ball screens, especially underneath the baseline there. They are ready for that pass coming their way.
Freeman looking for their first bucket of the ball game. Aiden Glanz, who started 4 of 4 in the semifinal against Johnson County Central, misses his first of the night here. He led all scorers in that game with 23. Mason Dollinghouse worked it to Kaler, who took a pass from Austin Meyer. Here's Camden Dollinghouse to the rack, lays it up and in, gets the foul, and the Eagles faithful roars in the auditorium.
We talked about in the pregame, yes, he has a phenomenal jump shot. You got to extend your defense out and get out there, but the way he's able to finish so pretty at the rim, splitting the defense. See that touch high off the window.
The foul was on Aiden Glanz. The free throw off back iron, and it's hauled in by Easton Buss. Johnson Brock shoots the free throw at 72% this season. And Dollinghouse himself, 81% at the line. The junior Easton Buss goes to his brother. They play catch, as they've done, I'm sure, many times in the Buss backyard up near Adams.
Wow.
Petrovsky rejected underneath, a scramble for it, and a push-off foul here on Petrovsky.
Yep.
Not the ideal start for Jim McLaughlin's group.
That might have been a little bit of a frustration foul there, but nice job, Brody Kaler, staying with the play, going over the top. We're going to get a timeout here early from Coach Jim McLaughlin Freeman. I think that's a good timeout to take right here.
We'll take one with them. 5-0 Johnson Brock with the lead. Austin Meyer, the opening triple, and Dollinghouse with the bucket.
Trucks or other equipment, Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Out of the gates, a three by Camden Dollinghouse, no good, and Easton Buss comes down with the rebound. Our first quarter, which is led 5-0 by Johnson Brock, is brought to you in part by John Henry's, our family serving yours. Andy Klassen, Jake Bartecki here at the auditorium. Packed house, and we've got a good one in the A Division final. Buss missed the three. Glanz had the offensive rebound and the putback. That one doesn't go either. As we approach halfway through the first, Freeman is scoreless.
Yeah, both teams, offensive efficiency, taking a little bit of hit here, but you can see why this tight, physical, man-to-man defense really being bestowed by both squads here.
Taylor to the corner. A three by Bowie, too strong, and Petrovsky able to track down the rebound. And here come the Falcons in transition, deflecting the pass away was Dollinghouse. It led a pass up floor. Camden lays it up and in with another foul. 7-0 Johnson Brock taking the contact. Camden Dollinghouse draws the second on Glanz.
And look how he just ever so slightly worked his body to the right, knew he was going to take on some contact, and then extended his left arm way out wide, not allowing for that block opportunity, awarding himself a trip to the line for the and one.
Keegan White checks into the ball game. The post junior, 6'4", takes up a lot of space down low. Dellinghouse converts the free throw to make it an 8-0 Johnson Brock advantage. Freeman needing points badly, and they won't find it there. Easton Buss, frustration with Keegan White as he kind of led him towards the rim, and it just threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, a little miscommunication.
Look at that behind us. You just saw it on the screen there at home. We've got a packed house here. Everybody stacked up behind us as standing room only.
Yeah, there's no seats back here.
The auditorium, the side that you see the camera from. Below you, that's all bleachers. Same with above you, and then across, it's the stage, is what it's usually used for plays and to the likes. 3 minutes to go in the first, 8-0. Johnson Brock with the lead. Number 1 against number 1 in our NCN rankings in C2 and D1. And Dellinghouse can't finish, and here comes Vetrovsky for Freeman. Trevor Reed to the rack. Can't get the pass to fall, and trying to save it from going out of bounds. Good effort by Vetrovsky.
Yeah, fantastic hustle there from Vetrovsky trying to save that ball. Boy, defense is just on point, making things very difficult for each other.
Brody Kaler to his right. Dellinghouse up to Robert Gravatt, who checked into the ball game. 3 is on its way. That one off the mark. And Freeman, a couple of stops defensively, which were hard to come by in the early going.
Gravatt did a really nice job giving a screen to the shooter there. Kind of feels like Freeman might have dodged a bullet. That was an excellent look for the Eagles.
Easton Buss came in averaging 13 points per game in the tournament. A foul underneath here. We'll have free throws for the Falcons. The foul for JB charged to Brody Kaler, and Keegan White will go to the line. I like Keegan White a lot, Andy. He takes up a lot of space. He's had a good tournament.
Yeah, he's pretty quick on his feet, too. It's a little misleading, you know, how wide a frame he has, but he's able to move around and, like you said, gobble up space. A little heavy on the shot there, but you know, the most impressive thing was after the play there, Brody Kaler got called for the foul.
Yeah.
He didn't look at the official and go, what? He didn't have palms up. We've seen a lot of that over the past couple of games. Brody just said, yep, that's me, and patted his number on the chest. I was impressed with his composure, admitting to the officials that he collected that foul, didn't argue whatsoever.
White makes the free throw. Emotions, tempers, they can fly high in this kind of an environment. Good job by Kaler to keep his in check. Here's a drive by Camden Dellinghouse, partially blocked, and that's the second turnover of the game for the Eagles. 8-1, they have the lead. Trevor Reed off the mark on the 3. Keegan White, there's the size we talked about, collects the offensive rebound, fights for it again, and Freeman maintains the possession.
So White, yes, he has a presence about him, but he's also really good at getting to a spot. You saw him box out right there, got that position that he was looking for.
The Falcons started 5 of 6 from long range in the semifinals against JCC. They're 0 of 5 here to start. Finished that ball game going 10 of 22 from downtown. Buss left it short on the lay-in, and Easton Buss 0 for 5 to start the ball game from the field. He's missed 2 inside the arc.
That was a nice drive. Good look.
Behrens to his left. Spot up 3 by Dellinghouse. And an offensive foul here on Robert Gravatt, who picks up his first.
Yeah, a little bit of a moving screen, clearing would-be defenders out of the way. You know, your shooters, they're always okay with that. Kind of like a quarterback's okay with the hold every now and then, saves him from getting sacked. I think that's the feeling with those spot-up shooters for Johnson Brock. Hey, I'll take a few of those clear-outs for me if we're going to make that kind of space.
Here's a drive in the lane. Vetrovsky went to the rack, but got fouled. Good take. And the foul on Kaler. who picks up his second. He's going to have to check out here.
Yeah, we have a couple substitutions coming right back in, and Austin Meyer being one of them, who opened the game up with that triple. Boy, that's just tough. Falcons uncharacteristically have missed a couple free throws here. You know, when you're trying to chip away, get back into a game from the foul line is a good way to do that. The officials are giving you the opportunity to get back in it. Falcons not taking advantage right now.
Just 1 point in the first 7 minutes, and 0 for 2 at the line goes Vetrovsky. Final minute of the first quarter here on NCN. It's been all Johnson Brock. 8-1, they hold the advantage. Grady Behrens out to Kaysen Dollinghouse. And back in that same spot was Behrens once again. Here's the ball poked free by Trevor Reed. He knocked it away from Bowie. And will stay here with Johnson Brock. To the right, Austin Meyer. Over to Kaysen Dollinghouse. Flips one to the corner. Kaysen Dollinghouse had to get it off. Shot clock was expiring, excuse me. Shot was off the mark. Eagles 1 of 4 from downtown. Final 10 seconds of the frame. Can Freeman find a field goal and get some momentum going to the second quarter? Through the form of Keegan White, they will. Keegan White with all 3 points for the Falcons in the first. But the opening 8 minutes go the way of Johnson Brock, who are chasing down their first ever A-Division championship. The end of 1. It's the Eagles 8, the Falcons 3.
Teammates Mentor proudly serves 10,000 students in 192 chapters across Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, South Dakota, and Wyoming. But we need your help.
We're recruiting Teammates Mentors to help our students reach their full potential.
Meeting with a student once a week can make a positive impact in their life and create a ripple effect in our communities.
Go to teammates.org to learn how you can get involved. Join the team, be a mentor.
To 3 in favor of Johnson Brock, but Keegan White with the first field goal at the end of the first quarter for Freeman. He has all 3 of their points. It's been a little bit of a breath of fresh air off the bench.
Really has been. Gave him that spark that the Falcons were looking for. Does a nice job posting up before he gets the ball, making himself available. Austin Meyer got caught in a tough spot defensively, and you look at the coach like, what do you want me to do? The big fella was able to get behind me. Nice lay-in.
Up the floor to start the second quarter. Bowie hands one off, and Dollinghouse drives in for 2.
Really nice drive, decisive, little spin move initially to get around the defense.
First points of the night for Kaysen Dollinghouse. Vetrovsky finds his first 2 as well.
Strong ball fake, got that defender out of his way.
Brody Kaler with a chest pass to Kaysen Dollinghouse, looking to go back-to-back. Won't happen there as he leaves it short, but the second effort, good for 2.
Yeah, no hesitation once again, just goes right back to the rack for the deuce.
This is Easton Bus, who swings it left to Owen, back to the top of the key. Bus to Reed, no hesitation. Owen Bus, after an 0 for 5 start from downtown for the Falcons, is able to convert.
Yeah, Johnson Brock spending a lot of energy focusing down low, not wanting to deny that entry pass to Keegan White. Gave a little bit of space to a shooter in Bus, who knocks it down.
And now a turnover forced. Harassment defense by Trevor Reed forces the 3rd turnover of the game for the Eagles. And Freeman, all of a sudden, a chance to make this a 1-score game.
Yeah, Freeman finding a little bit of rhythm offensively, playing inside out.
Easton Bus with a chest pass to Vetrovsky. Hudson Vetrovsky, 8.5 points per game for the tournament. Owen Buss tried to convert from deep as well. Can't match his brother. And Johnson Brock gets the rebound and brings it across the timeline. To the corner. 3 ball on its way. Kaysen Dollinghouse left it long. Camden able to track it down and back to the top of the key. Bowie has his pass deflected and right underneath us here, right where that NCN banner is. Nearly bounced up to it. Would you have had the hands, Andy Class?
He did have the hands.
Would you have had the head?
Oh, of course, of course.
That's just a dumb question, isn't it?
Good look at head coach Jim McLaughlin talking things over.
To the corner off the drive. Kaysen Dollinghouse with his 3rd bucket of the second. And it puts Johnson Brock back up by 6.
So good with that first step. Able to get baseline. Once that happens, that defense starts to collapse.
That gives Kaysen Dollinghouse the scoring lead. Trevor Reed wide open from the corner.
Yeah, nice job leaking out. Got lost in the defense. Corner 3 starts to fall to the Falcons.
The Falcons can get hot in a hurry from long range. Went 10 of 22 against Johnson County Central in the semifinals on Thursday. Shot up and short by Brody Kaler. And Freeman can tie or make it a 1-score game. Vetrovsky for 2, puts it up and down.
He is relentless. Hudson Vetrovsky attacks the basket. Another difficult shot in front of a couple defenders.
And there's a difficult shot as well, but a beautiful move by Camden Dollinghouse. He's got 7, and now we're starting to see the tempo and pace. The first quarter, it was defense, now it's offense.
Yeah, both offensives kind of schemed some things up here and just kind of getting more comfortable.
Owen Buss.
Nifty footwork that last time from Dollinghouse, and the finger rolled for the finish.
Aiden Glantz with the hand in his face. Austin Meyer with terrific closeout defense, but Dollinghouse drills it.
I mean, what are you supposed to do with the guy that's standing, 6'6", 6'7" like that far away from the basket?
Halfway through the second, we are deadlocked at 16, tied for the first time since 0-0. Here's a drive, breaking the tie, Camden Dollinghouse. He's got 9 in the first half.
That's got to be so frustrating for the Freeman Falcons. They're doing such a good job, but it just doesn't matter. Dollinghouse is so good at finishing at the rim.
Buss went to Trevor Reed, right in between the top of the key in the corner. Fakes his way to the rack, but he traveled. I thought there might have been 1 too many steps there. Still a nice move, but a turnover for Freeman.
Really was. Tried to work that Euro plus step. Official wasn't having it. Good call.
There you see it again on our BCH Mead Lumber instant replay.
Good call.
Official Johnny on the spot. Thought the officiating's been pretty strong this entire tournament.
Really has been. Another ode to just this tournament overall. Since 1956, the Mudecas basketball tournament.
Into the corner. Back to Camden Dollinghouse. He drives, throws one up, and we'll have a foul against the Falcons. The Navy Blue faithful, which are plentiful here at the auditorium, don't like it.
They're looking for an offensive foul here, and yeah, things are getting physical.
Vetrovsky picked up his second with that foul. There's a good look at Camden Dollinghouse, leading scorer in the ballgame, 9 points here in the first half. Coming up on 3 minutes to go until halftime. Pass to the corner, Brody Kaler. Back to Dollinghouse to find double figures in the first half. He has 11, and back to a 4-point lead for Johnson Brock.
When he came out of that spin move, he was going 100 miles an hour. His ability to take that off and have that touch off the glass is amazing.
Vetrovsky too much on the lay-in. Keegan White had the rebound. Good defense underneath by the Eagles, and going coast to coast is Kaler, but he gets shut off, and he'll dish it back to the top. Long 3. Dollinghouse missed it, but not by much.
I'm going to say he did miss it by much. Defense got caught, kind of sagging in a little bit.
Freeman 3 of 6 from 3. They have not had a chance to shoot any free throws in this second quarter. 1 for 2 at the line tonight. Keegan White with that one. This one in and out would have been the 4th make of the ball game from long range for Freeman.
You know, that's a great point, Jake. As physical as this game's been, it's been a very clean game. Only 1 foul thus far.
Yeah, 2 free throw attempts aside. Both teams are 1 of 2. Strong take. Brody Kaler, first points of the night.
Once again, the touch at the rim is so impressive. Had to work around a defender, then pull up before the defensive help was scurrying to get to him across the lane.
Petrovsky got out of the corner and went over to Buss. Reed wanted to pull the trigger from the left wing, doesn't. Now he'll drive on a dish off to Petrovsky. Hudson Petrovsky coming to life.
Yep, got that defender on his hip, knew he was going to have position up the drive. Whoa!
And that is an obvious charge every day of the week that ends in Y, and it'll go the other way to Freeman.
Yeah, I think Dallinghouse was a little surprised that he didn't, draw a foul here. I just don't think the official liked how he lowered the shoulder so much. Even if Petrovsky wasn't fully set, I think the demeanor a little bit led to that offensive foul, that offensive whistle.
Johnson Brock leading 22-18 in the second quarter, which is brought to you in part by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. Coming up to a minute to go. Pass right. Keegan White with a pass down low. Went to Reed. He found an open Owen Buss, who drills the corner 3, and Freeman is within 1.
Beautiful execution, Jake. Inside out. They worked the ball inside, drew the defense inside. Almost had a little bit of a screen as well. Wide open 3.
And over and back here against Grady Behrens. He doesn't agree with it. Doesn't matter. It's a turnover for Johnson Brock. And Freeman, with 41 seconds to go, can really drain some clock here to end the first half.
Yeah, and Barron can't believe it because it looked awkward. But yeah, he didn't come down with that dribble. So it was kind of an awkward look.
Hudson Petrovsky, 6 points in this first half. He is in no hurry, is he, Andy Klassen?
No, he's not. I'm a little surprised, They're the team that's actually down.
Here's a 3 on its way. Buss in and out. The putback by White. 8 seconds. Got his own rebound. And he got fouled and will go to the line. Stick around. Coming up in just a few moments on our halftime show, our halftime highlights, which are brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers and Vitosh Ag Services. Our halftime show brought to you in part by Visit Kearney, as well as Maximum Landscaping and Design of Sterling. Keegan White, 1 of 2 at the line tonight, misses the front end of the free throw there. But Freeman with a chance now to at least tie the ball game going into the break.
Yeah, and over 6.5 ticks left on the clock, so plenty of time for Johnson Brock to actually work the ball down the court and get a good look. Depending how this free throw goes for Keegan White. How about Keegan White in this first half?
Been pretty good, got a lot of rebounds, using his size to his advantage, and he ties the game. 2 for 4 at the line is Keegan White, and those are all the free throw attempts for Freeman in this one. 6.7 seconds to go in the first half. We are deadlocked at 22. Johnson Brock controlled the first quarter, led at the end of one 8-3.
There's a discussion here.
Yeah, I think there might have been blood on the jersey there of Kason Dallinghouse.
Like the decision here from the Freeman coaching staff, putting full court pressure on, not allowing Johnson Brock a free pass, bringing this ball up the court. Because like I said, there's plenty of time to dribble it all the way the length of the court and get a good look.
Garrison Bowie checks into the ball game. And here we go. Final 6.7 seconds, tied at 22. Bowie throws it up floor, and it's deflected away. Hayden Jansen, who checks in for the defensive strategy, deflects one out of bounds. Still 3.2 seconds to play, but tremendous vision.
Yeah, and plenty of time once again Inbounds, pass, shoot.
Ball kicked into play. Dollinghouse, top of the key three at the horn, just misses it. And as we head to the locker room, 16 minutes in the books. It's everything we hoped and thought it would be as we're tied at 22.
You're exactly right. It took a little while for the Falcons to find that offense, but they came roaring back in that second quarter.
Number 1 against number 2, 13-0 against 12-0. They're packed into the brim here at the Beatrice Municipal Auditorium. Coming up, our halftime show brought to you in part by Visit Kearney and Maximum Landscaping and Design.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
This broadcast is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Southeast Community College. Head to southeast.edu and discover your path to possible.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe. It's the Roe you know.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Welcome back to the auditorium. Jake Bartecki, Andy Klass, and this one is everything that we hoped it would be, 22 apiece at the break.
You're exactly right, and it's been Keegan White that came in, checked into the game for Freeman. When scoring just wasn't happening for them, he gave them a presence in the post, and he got things done. Really kick-started that offensive attack that we saw kind of play itself out through that second quarter and tie things up, because they were down 8-1 to Johnson Brock to start things off.
Yeah, 3 points in the first quarter for Freeman, 19 in the second. Keegan White was part of it, but I also think they cranked up their defense and turned it into offense.
Well, both defenses have been playing really good basketball. The communication, it's real tight man-to-man, and it's been a physical style, and that might be the most impressive thing is we haven't seen a lot of foul troubles or a bit too many fouls committed by either team, and they're playing such good, tight, like I said, physical defense.
Well, no shortage of highlights. Let's take a look at them, and we had a lot to get to in that first half because we had a lot of big-time plays. Our halftime highlights brought to you in part by Vitosh Ag Services and Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Once again, Johnson Brock, the top seed, number 1 in our NCN rankings, number 1 in the tournament. Austin Meyer, just the second triple of his season to give Johnson Brock the lead, and then a strong take by Camden Dollinghouse, 11 points at the break.
Yeah, so good at finishing at the rim. They got hot early.
Throw up floor here. Camden Dollinghouse does it again. Easy take. Johnson Brock would lead at the end of one, 8-3. Keegan White, though, you mentioned him, Andy. This was a big bucket here at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, that was a huge possession for the Falcons, and then just a really nice entry pass, too, finding the big fella down low.
Cason Dollinghouse had a big second quarter, 6 points for him in the half, all of them in the second quarter. Kick out three here, Trevor Reed with the first of 4 triples after Freeman started 0 for 5. They're now 4 for 9 from downtown.
They did a really nice job throughout that second quarter, playing inside out, getting the ball inside, kick out, open three.
Another open three here. Nice jump shot there by Camden Dollinghouse. 21 points in the opening round, 11 in the semifinals against EMF. He's got 11 at the break here. Aiden Glantz has had a good tournament as well. He had 23, including 4 triples in the semifinal. He's got 1 here tonight. Nice spin move in the lane. Camden Dollinghouse. Yeah. I think what impresses me most about the senior is his aggression and his vision to get to the rim.
Yeah, great vision. And he was going 100 miles an hour like Vertrosky here. And you see how they got that body control. They can just hit the brakes, take their foot off the gas, and lay it in, make it look so easy.
And Dollinghouse, another example of it here, just a spin move. Trying to sell the foul was Trevor Reed, I believe, and just wasn't going to get that call. And then Trevor Reed on this end, out to Owen Buss, knocks down the triple. He's got 6 points in the ball game, both of them from downtown, as we sit tied at 22 to 22. Our halftime highlights brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers and Vitosh Ag Services. There's a look at a packed house here at the auditorium. An outstanding atmosphere as we're at halftime.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Halftime here at the auditorium. We are tied at 22 apiece. Andy, I threw it to you and I kind of surprised you with it in our pregame show. What was going to be more of a factor, offense or defense? Now you've seen 16 minutes. What say you?
Well, it really played to what I was trying to get through in the pregame. It was who can find that second or third option and then lean on it. And it was the Freeman Falcons, for me, able to get Keegan White going when things just weren't happening offensively. That opened up the kick out, and that allowed those shooters, which you saw a bevy of three-point shots go down for the Falcons. That was because they're able to establish that presence off the block, got them into a really nice offensive flow where they were able to utilize their shooters on the outside. For Johnson Brock, their dribble drive, I don't know how you stop it. You saw a myriad of drives from Dollinghouse and Dollinghouse. Brody Kaler got in on it. The way they can attack the rim and finish, it's just devastating for a defense because you put so much effort into it and they're still able to finish.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Before we get to the second half, I want to talk to you about the Kearney Sportsplex, which is a cool deal coming to central Nebraska. Owned by the city of Kearney, it will be up and ready to go this spring.
Yeah.
One of the cool elements about it is the turf field, 66,000 square feet. They can turn it into soccer fields. You could probably play football on it. You could even do batting cages. Pretty cool.
Football and football, right? The international game, soccer. Now they're going to bring in a lot of really cool camps and tournaments. You're going to see high school, middle school teams from really across the nation, not just Nebraska. And a perfect location geographically you know, we're in the center of the United States, but also in Kearney itself, right there in the middle of the hub of all that new development, hotels, restaurants. What a spot, what a gem. You know, tip of the cap to Kearney putting that together.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out there and see it at some point. It's pretty centrally located as well. It's on Eunice Drive, which if you know the area is right off of I-80. So that puts it right near hotels, the visitor center, restaurants, everything you need to spend a weekend in the great town of Kearney.
Yeah, if you got kids, you know, in middle school or even in high school, you're probably going to end up there for a camp or two or some type of a tournament throughout their tenure.
Follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at NCN Sports for live updates, recaps, and more from everything from high school sports, from D2 to Class A, everything you need to know about the Huskers, the Doane Tigers, the Kearney Lopers, all the colleges and great high schools in the state. Give us a follow. You always see our Husker football show as well. A lot of good clips on there.
You're exactly right, and that's, you know, one of my favorite things is not just high school from coast to coast all the way across Nebraska. We get into that Wayne State, Peru State, you mentioned Kearney, and then also the Huskers content all over X.
Second half underway, tied at 22. If it's as good as the first 16 minutes, we're in for a great night here in southeast Nebraska. And Hayden Petrovsky with points 7 and 8 to open the third quarter.
Fantastic footwork from Reed, navigating through a lot of traffic underneath. Kept that pivot foot live, Jake.
That's true. I tell you, every now and then it just gets so loud in here. I have trouble hearing you, and I have the volume turned up on my headset.
It goes back to just what an atmosphere they really put on throughout this tournament. And then, of course, we have two undefeated teams here squaring off for that crown.
Owen Buss with the foul there. Pass up the floor, picked up by Brody Kaler in the backcourt. Johnson Brock going from our left to our right, your right to your left on your TV screen at home. Camden Dollinghouse, leading scorer in the game with 11. Hands one off to Kaler, didn't have the angle. And Petrovsky pushes it up the floor here for Freeman.
Tried to go up and underneath the rim. I thought it was going to go, just didn't have the touch.
Glantz looking for his second of the night, and he's found it.
Quick timeout. That's a good timeout from head coach Lucas Dollinghouse. You've seen a little bit of an offensive spurt from the Falcons. He wants to shut that down right away.
Freeman 5 of 10 from 3. Aiden Glantz starts the second half off with a bang. Freeman leads at 27-22.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. See the trainer. Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't see just anyone. See the trainer. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer. This broadcast is brought to you by Beatrice Movies, located on Court Street in Beatrice, Carlson Irrigation, your Rinky dealer in Shickley, and by Community Insurance Group in Tecumseh, Sterling, Humboldt, and Pawnee City.
Loving the atmosphere here at the auditorium. The final game of the week. Certainly not the least game of the week here for what's been a terrific 96th UDECAS basketball tournament. Freeman with their first lead, their largest lead of the night at 27-22. And out of the timeout, Austin Meyer, his second triple of the ball game. Andy, he had one coming into this final, and now he's got two here tonight. Go figure.
He's just showing his range he's always had, and I'd love that play coming out of the timeout that Dollinghouse drew up, getting a shooter who you know can knock down shots involved.
Austin Meyer, the leading rebounder for Johnson Brock, but he's not known to shoot from downtown. Here's a shot by Owen Buss. He was looking for a foul, but it'll keep the possession with Freeman on the offensive rebound. Buss will try again, up and down from the corner. A hat trick of threes for Owen Buss, and the Falcons push the lead back up to 5.
He's got to thank his buddy Petrovsky for keeping that ball alive.
Trying to make it rain here in the auditorium was Dollinghouse. He missed it, and off the rebound in transition, Reed tried to go coast to coast, couldn't get the foul. Pass to the right, Brody Kaler. to Meyer. And a good defensive possession here for the Falcons. Nothing open, at least on the right side of the paint.
No, great job in transition, that transition defense.
In the corner, Dellinghouse charges to the rack, dribbles it away, and it went into the hands of Grant. Somehow Meyer came up with it. Bodies everywhere, buckets everywhere. Dellinghouse up and down. It's his third and one of the night, and a chance to make it a 2-point game.
I mean, getting redirected. Look at Petrosky. Sky for that ball. Get back up. Goes for another block. That was a clear foul. Came down with that bar arm. Oh my goodness.
What a battle.
Yes.
Many across the state penciled this in as the final, even before the tournament began, and many penciled it in as maybe one of the best matchups across the state all year. Dellinghouse makes just the second free throw of the night.
And you know something has to give here. The Eagles 13-0, the Falcons 12-0.
Aiden Glanz to the top of the key. Easton Bus with the basketball, looking to double the lead for the Falcons. Too strong on the floater. And the rebound brought up the floor here by Brody Kaler. Dellinghouse to the corner. Meyer tried to punch it across, and the punch was blocked by Owen Buss, if you will.
See,
Stay
that's
with
just
Johnson Brock.
Really smart defense, understanding that the Eagles are trying to go baseline to work that play, taking that away, jumping that passing lane.
4.5 minutes to go as the ball's kicked into play here in the third quarter. Johnson Brock looking to tie it up and maybe take the lead with a third three-pointer of the night. Austin Meyer with only his second and third triples of the season, with both makes from long range for the Eagles. Looking to change that. Gravatt got it.
Gravatt gives him a really good inside present once he checks in, and then you can't lose him defensively because you saw the range right there. The post can knock down the triple.
Johnson Brock back out in front by one as the battle wages on here at the Municipal Auditorium in the great city of Beatrice. Trevor Reed turns his back, lost the dribble. I think he kind of lost sight of where he was at. And it's going the other way to Johnson Brock.
Yeah, it gets pretty hairy down there trying to dribble the ball across the lane that close to the hoop. Just the style of defense. Johnson Brock so good with the help defense.
Our third quarter, which has 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go, brought to you in part by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Look like we might have a towel needed underneath the basket. But Andy, it gives us a chance to get your thoughts on the third quarter. Sluggish start for the Falcons early on, but the offense, the defense, it's all come together ever since that early timeout by Jim McLaughlin.
Yeah, you're just really seeing a heavyweight battle here. You know, if you want to take a boxing, championship boxing bout, you know, kind of a spin to it. Just great job reacting to what the defense is trying to take away from Johnson Brock, and they have so many scoring options to work with.
Mason Dellinghouse shut off as he drove to the baseline in the block. Brody Kaler, nice looking shot, doesn't get it to fall. And Trevor Reed on the near side of your television screen. Back to the top of the key for Easton Bus.
You know, that has come into play. Freeman does a fantastic job rebounding the basketball.
That three might have been tipped by Kaler on its way up. The miss by Owen Bus. Freeman now 6 of a dozen from long range. Here's a floater up. Kaler, another floater in the lane. Not missing those by much, but he's been quiet tonight. Leading scorer for Johnson Brock with just 2 points through just under 3 quarters played. 2:42 to go in the third. 31-30 Johnson Brock. Timeout called by Freeman. They're looking to regain the lead when we come back.
Zollner Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
This broadcast is brought to you by Landmark Implement, with 16 locations throughout Nebraska and Kansas, and by Premier GMC. We are professional grade.
The Mudecas basketball tournament brought to you in part by Sapp Brothers Petroleum, serving southeast Nebraska and northeastern Kansas. Griffiths Huvendick Chapel in Beatrice, Adams and DeWitt. Laughlin Hovitt Funeral Home in Wymore. Fillmore County Hospital, Downtown Family Vision in Wilbur. Ranke Manufacturing and Schmidt Excavating of Adams. Out of the timeout, kicked into play by Owen Buss to Vetrovsky, who will look to give Freeman another lead, and they've got it. Keegan White, who you've been loving tonight, Andy Klassen, he's got two more.
And a beautiful entry pass there from Buss, finding the big fellow once again in stride.
Shot no good, but Meyer the rebound, and tracked down, one-handed board by Easton Buss in the corner. He's gonna have to work his way around a pesty Brody Kaler.
Yeah, both Easton and Owen Buss, they play taller, bigger than they are.
Keegan White can't grab the rebound on the Vetrovsky miss. This is Dollinghouse. Missed the layup. The rebound by Kaler makes it look easy. A bounce off the baseline, and Johnson Brock back out in front.
I mean, that's a frantic type of play, but good on Kaler for keeping his composure, going up strong off of the miss.
4 points for Brody Kaler. Left side, Vetrovsky. He draws some contact. I don't think it'll be a shooting foul. He never went up with it. Vetrovsky ready to inbound it.
He just has such a good burst. He came around that corner, blew by the defender, split the defense there, drew the foul. Such a talented player with just enough length, right, to cause a lot of problems, those mismatch problems.
The inbound substitution, Grady Barron's in the ball game. There he is, grabbing the rebound right out of the gate, off the bench. Camden Dollinghouse to his left. Kaysen, spin move, and he passes to his brother. Bounce pass left, Dollinghouse, nobody home. I think he was looking for Brody Kaler. Just miscommunication, and Johnson Brock, for just the 6th time tonight, turns it over.
Yep, and Brody Kaler and Robert Gravitt are talking things over. Both were expecting the other to flare out to collect that pass.
1 minute to go in the third quarter. Hudson Vetrovsky to Easton Buss.
Yep.
Rims it in from the top of the key.
Once again, the Falcons, they can operate at such a high level offensively. Beautiful set play in the half court, getting a shooter at the top of the key with a nice ball screen.
Easton Buss, who's averaging 12 and a half for the tournament. Those are his first points, and Brody Kaler answering on the other end to tie this one up in the late stages of the third quarter. Shot clock is disabled as we enter what could be the final possession of the frame. It's the same situation when we started the third. We're deadlocked. Hudson Vetrovsky with 8 points tonight looks over the defense. 10 seconds to go. Vetrovsky attacks, left side of the lane. Reed steps out of the three, finds space for the floater, missed it, the putback, the foul, the lead to Freeman.
Once again, just fantastic execution. You had the initial screen, then the back screen, a little trickeration there to free up Vetrovsky. Hands the ball off to Glantz, who cuts across the lane, and it's the second effort, Jake. Getting his own rebound, going back. Kind of a lost art, right? Follow your shot, stick with it. Oh my goodness, the Falcons and their offensive execution.
And Freeman can push this to a 3-point lead with a Reed free throw, but they will not. And that is how the third quarter comes to an end. A battle, a terrific basketball game right now, Andy.
Yes, it is, and it just has that feel that this one's going to go down to the wire.
6 different scores for each side in the third quarter, but it's Freeman leading on the scoreboard, 37-35. The final 8 minutes coming up.
This broadcast is brought to you by Precision Seed and Chemical and Friend, Scooters Coffee in Beatrice, and by Twin Rivers in Fairbury and Beatrice, the high-volume, low-hassle place to buy. This broadcast is brought to you by Sunland Seed. Mike Holdmeyer, your Pioneer Seed Wrap with Sunland Seed of Beatrice. And by Weekend Warrior Roofing in Chicley.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Both ranked at the top of their respective classes in our NCN rankings, both undefeated. One of those records is going to have to show a 1 on the right side of it after this one. 37-35, Freeman with the lead over Johnson Brock. Keegan White hauls in a high pass, can't finish. Petrovsky goes up with it, gets swatted by Brody Kaler. And up the floor, no whistle for a travel. What a start to the fourth quarter.
My goodness. A couple of huge defensive plays there. Looked like Petrovsky got free, erased by another block from the Eagles.
Left side, Kaysen Dollinghouse to the top of the key. Camden to Austin Meyer. Brody Kaler, 4 points in the third quarter, gives off to Bowie, who drives in and gets the friendly roll. Chance at a three-point play and a chance to take the lead for Johnson Brock.
Garrison does a fantastic job cutting down the center of the lane, moves to the right because you know who was waiting for him, Keegan White. So a nice adjustment on the drive.
Kaysen Dollinghouse up to 8 points on the night, and the free throw good, and it's a 1-point lead for Johnson Brock.
Feels about right. Seesaw game here going back and forth.
First points of the fourth quarter on the other end. Keegan White trying to find Freeman's first bucket of the fourth. He goes up with it, gets fouled. Austin Meyer with his first.
Yeah, great job understanding how that ball's a magnet, drew the defender across the lane, bounce pass, finding White across.
1 minute gone by in the fourth. The free throw, good by Keegan White. The Mudecas basketball tournament on News Channel Nebraska is brought to you in part by Mingy Tree Service in Odell. Hello, friends.
Those guys
Exeter
have been
Milligan.
getting after it. I tell you what, Jake, I've watched them a couple times. They are some energetic fans over there.
By Exeter Milligan Public Schools and Schmidt Excavating out of Adams. 2 big free throws there for Keegan White.
Really was, and you know, he's struggled here and there from the line, not on that occasion, and those are points that are coming at a premium here tonight.
It gives Freeman a 1-point lead once again. Not tied, but it might as well be. Kaysen Dollinghouse to his right. Oh, he tried to settle it down, couldn't. To his left, Brody Kaler off a double-double in the semifinals, 19 points, 14 rebounds. He goes to Dollinghouse, who went up with it. We'll have a whistle and a jump ball here. Kaler and Petrovsky battling under the hoop.
I'm okay with the jump ball there. I was thinking, you know, Johnson Brock fans are probably looking for a foul on Petrovsky, but the way the officials have allowed this game to, you know, have a physical tone to it, I'm okay with the jump rather than electing to blow the whistle and, you know, get a guy for a foul.
Our fourth quarter is brought to you in part by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. We've had a couple of towel situations tonight, haven't we?
These are some tough dudes out there. Dallinghouse wiped the court with his foot on the towel, then wiped his face with the same towel.
Immune, I guess. Immunity, right?
Hey, just don't think they have any time for that stuff.
Big problem here for Jim McLaughlin. Hudson Vetrovsky with his fourth foul. And Coach McLaughlin frustrated on the sideline.
Yep.
That's arguably the most consistent threat for Freeman on the offensive end.
He's going to have to check in here sooner than later. I mean, it is go time. Still, you know, kind of close to the start of the fourth period, but they need him out there.
Aiden Glanz came into the ball game off the bench. Glanz with 6 points on the night, 2 triples. Johnson Brock with the basketball. Dallinghouse drives, missed. White couldn't secure the rebound, but Owen Buss does.
Always around the ball. Owen Buss snags a big-time rebound.
Easton Buss, 12.5 points per game for the tournament, has just 3 here tonight. Back to Trevor Reed at the top of the key, nearly tripped over his own man, Owen Buss. That'll disrupt the offensive flow a bit for Freeman.
Yeah, got to regather here, plenty of time.
And there's a problem. Reed dribbled it off his foot. Kaler able to get it out to Gravatt and up the floor. Camden Dallinghouse lays it up. Shot will not count, but a foul on Freeman.
Yeah, it's got to be on the floor, and what an adjustment through that little bit of a melee. Dallinghouse able to dribble away from the double team. You're going to see how he keeps the ball to the right side of the screen.
Camden Dallinghouse has been in double figures this season in every game except for one, and that was against Lord Central Catholic. Had just 8 points, didn't miss double figures by much. Fight for the rebound, leads Gravatt into the brick wall and out of bounds. And if you know the Mudecas basketball tournament, you know that brick wall takes no prisoners. It does not feel good if you're unfortunate enough to collide with it.
Those old red bricks, they don't give much.
It's Easton Buss to bring it across the timeline to Glanz. Lead pass to Keegan White all day long.
Beautiful job. Big guy to big guy. Pass going over the top. But Keegan White with those soft hands.
He's got all 4 points for the Falcons here in the fourth. He's up to 11 in the ball game. And Lucas Dallinghouse is going to call a timeout. A win streak that dates back to February of 2023 is in jeopardy. The Falcons lead at 41-38, all 4 in the frame from big man Keegan White.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances.
Out of the break, you see the three-pointer on its way from Dallinghouse. That one was long. We do have a whistle here, Andy Klassen. Keegan White is going to get a foul, and I believe it's 3 shots for Dallinghouse at the line, who's 81% at the charity stripe this season.
Yeah, right out of the break. Great ball movement, understanding. Dallinghouse gets loose behind his defender, Keegan White, late to get out there.
Free throw on its way. Dallinghouse able to sink the first. Johnson Brock 4 of 5 at the line for the ball game. That's 15 for Dollinghouse. Now it's 16. One more to go to tie the game.
You know, at times I felt like Johnson Brock might have had the mismatch advantage, across the board. Now I feel like with Keegan White and the other big in the game right now, Glands, you got some serious height and girth in the game that I think is going to give the Eagles problems here down the stretch.
Ice in the veins of senior Camden Dollinghouse, makes all 3 free throws to tie the ball game. Easton Buss off the left side of the lane. Tough shot, a lot of contact, and there's a whistle and a foul on Case and Dollinghouse.
Yeah, a lot of contact, that's for sure. Easy whistle there for the officials, but give Dollinghouse some credit here. There was no chance that ball was going to find its way through the cylinder for the opportunity of an and one.
Easton Buss has been quiet tonight. Just 3 points, misses the free throw here. Freeman at the line, 5 of now 8. Neither team has really struggled at the line. Both teams have taken care of business, but that's a costly miss. The second one gives Freeman a 1-point lead. That's the first Falcon to score in the fourth quarter outside of Keegan White.
Yeah, White really has provided a nice present offensively.
Up to 10 points in the ball game is Keegan White. Right side, Camden Dollinghouse spins away from Owen Buss, puts one up, left it short, but there's a foul, and 2 shots will come here for Dollinghouse.
Boy, these are big free throws at the midway point of this fourth quarter, and here's Vertrosky checking back in. I was looking at the clock thinking, when is number 5 going to check back in for the Falcons? Here we go.
An interesting decision. They take out Keegan White as a result.
I think they got to give him a blow. They got to give him a breather here.
True.
Wouldn't be surprised if Mr. White enters back in here in a couple minutes.
The foul was charged to Owen Buss. Dollinghouse make it now 4 in a row at the line, including those 3 off the foul on the triple.
What a fantastic game. I mean,
it's
what
we
a
thought it would be, right?
fantastic game we've had.
Dollinghouse again, ice in his veins. He's up to 19 points for the ball game. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Johnson Brock by 1. The 3 on its way, short by Easton Buss, and the rebound by Austin Meyer.
He leads all rebounders with 7 here tonight. He has been a workhorse, washing the glass for the Eagles.
Double-double watch for Austin Meyer. He's also got 6 points. Here's a nice move in the lane. Brody Kaler, the first effort no good. He tapped it back up. That didn't fall either. And Freeman has numbers up the floor if they want them.
That initial look was really good. Thought he could bring it down after he collected that offensive board.
Reed hit on the arm as he drove to the rack. 3:31 to go in the ball game. And they catch Meyer with his second foul. And Trevor Reed will go to the line. Reed 0 for 3 at the stripe to this point. And he makes his first to tie the game.
You know, they got Meyer for the whistle, but once again, give Dollinghouse some credit. Camden this time coming over, swatting the ball away, giving it no chance for the and one.
A second. Friendly roll, shooter's roll they call it. Reed gets his second to fall, and Freeman regains the lead. To the top of the key, Dollinghouse to his right. Lead pass, Camden Dollinghouse can't make it from the right block, gets his own rebound, up fakes and puts it off the glass.
My goodness, and he is pumped up, and why not? Battling underneath for his own rebound, goes up strong for the putback.
Trevor Reed to Vetrovsky, pass deflected, Brody Kaler has the interception, he's looking for the pick 6 and he's fouled.
And that's number 5 on Vertrosky. And that is exactly what head coach Jim McLaughlin, I bet, was talking to him about. Like, you got to know your worth. You got to know we need you out there. On that breakaway, give Kaler his 2 points. We want you down the stretch. Falcons feel like they're a little short-handed now. One of their stars, Hudson Vertrosky, has to go to the bench.
Frustration for Hudson Vetrovsky.
And don't get me wrong, Jake. Love the hustle, trying to make a play.
Kaler's free throw up and good. Brody Kaler coming into this one off a double-double in the semifinals. 19 points, 14 rebounds. Averaging over 13 for the tournament, and this one off the mark. Offensive rebound, Meyer. Kaler out of the three, charges to the rim, and they'll call a body foul here on Trevor Reed.
Yeah, you know, the Falcon fans, they want to charge, but I'm thinking Reed was too far underneath the rim to even get that charge. Maybe he wasn't. We didn't get a good look at his feet there to see if it was set or not.
Angle. And Jim McLaughlin's having a conversation in front of us here with the official who made the call underneath the basket. Kaler looking to do it again at the line. He makes this one.
You know, this is where Freeman has to keep their composure, right? A couple whistles didn't go your way. There's still plenty of time. You're only down 3 right now. I like this timeout from head coach Jim McLaughlin. Kind of an ice the kicker type of move, too.
Time to settle things down for the Falcons. They're without their arguably best player in Hudson Vetrovsky. Fouls out with 3 minutes to go, and he's got 8 points. We've got a good one. Stick around.
This broadcast is brought to you by Beatrice Movies, located on Court Street in Beatrice, Carlson Irrigation, your Rinky dealer in Shickley, and by Community Insurance Group in Tecumseh, Sterling, Humboldt, and Pawnee City. This broadcast is brought to you by Landmark Implement, with 16 locations throughout Nebraska and Kansas, and by Premier GMC. We are professional grade. This broadcast is brought to you by Precision Seed and Chemical and Friend, Scooters Coffee in Beatrice, and by Twin Rivers in Fairbury and Beatrice, the high-volume, low-hassle place to buy.
Well, I don't even want to think about the post game yet, Andy Klassen, but unfortunately it's coming soon. Kaler makes the other free throw. But we want you to stick around for our post-game show on NCN. We'll have our player of the game interview, which is brought to you in part by Roe Buick in Grand Island, Roe Buick in Aurora, and also our coach's post-game interview, brought to you in part by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. I will say this much. Both coaches, I'm interested to see what they'll say no matter who comes out on top.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of thoughts and ups and downs. Way to measure this one up.
Dollinghouse has 22 points in the ball game. Pass left, back to the top of the key. Bus 3 on its way on a pass to Reed. That one no good. Fresh 35 on the shot clock for the Falcons, but Brody Kaler with the pick, and he's fouled on the other end by Reed.
How many times have we seen Brody Kaler just have a feel for the game, jump the passing lane, get going the other direction? Looked a lot like a foul to me, but I understand the frustration from the Freeman crowd.
Free throw up, no good. First attempt for Brody Kaler. I've got him for 10 points to this point, Andy Klassen. He hasn't scored maybe to the extent we're used to seeing him score 15 to 18 points, but he's definitely been an impact.
Just a great team effort from the Eagles across the board. Kaler with some defensive gems. Meyer rebounding the basketball, some timely threes. And then, of course, the Dollinghouses scoring at will at times.
Second free throw off the mark for Kaler. And you don't need a bucket here for Freeman, but it would go a long way as we've got 2 minutes to go. It would make it a one-score game. Trevor Reed shut off as he got to the block. Here's a jump shot from the free throw line, short by Easton Bus.
Great defense, not a bad look, but that's a tough shot.
Dollinghouse to his left. Kaysen got a pass from his brother, and now it's back on top.
Smart backing it out. The double team help defense came across.
Quentin Barron's in the ball game. He's played a few minutes tonight. Kaler from the left wing airballed the three, and the rebound went into the hands of the Eagles. And we've got a timeout called by Lucas Dollinghouse. Is it a 50-game win streak and a first Class A division championship for Johnson Brock? They're 1 minute and 19 seconds away. Stick around.
This broadcast is brought to you by Sunland Seed. Mike Holdmeyer, your Pioneer Seed Wrap with Sunland Seed of Beatrice. And by Weekend Warrior Roofing in Chicley.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
.119 to go in the ball game, 48-44. Johnson Brock with the lead. The last time the Eagles came out on the losing end was to the same Freeman team in Adams on February 9th of 2023. Here's a three from the right wing. Camden Dollinghouse can't connect. A fight for the rebound that's won by Keegan White. And it's brought up the floor by Easton Buss. 1 minute to go in regulation time.
Got to convert here if you're the Falcons. You'd like a shot sooner than later.
Buss steps out of the three. Dribbled to his left and flipped it to his brother. And now Coach McLaughlin will call a timeout. We'll keep it here, Andy.
Yeah, I like that timeout. The offensive flow just wasn't finding its rhythm. Jim McLaughlin noticed that. There's still 16 seconds left, so you can run any play in your offensive playbook right now. And they've been great out of the timeout, running those half-court sets. You got to expect some, off-ball movement, backdoor cuts. Freeman's, once they get into that half-court offense, their efficiency just goes through the roof at times, and we've seen that at times here tonight.
And you look at what's at stake in this one. Johnson Brock can make it 50 in a row, pick up their first ever A-Division championship. And meanwhile, for Freeman, they're looking for their 14th championship in the A-Division. 6 of those have come as Freeman High School, and before they all consolidated, Adams and Philly became Freeman. Adams High School had 7, and a lot of people that have been around the tournament know how good those teams were. Right. Adams won it multiple times in the 70s, back in the 40s, 30s, and twice in the 90s.
Yeah, quite the tradition across the board here between all these consolidated teams.
Easton Buss for 3. Airballed it, and the rebound by Brody Kaler. 35 seconds to go, and Owen Buss with an early foul.
Huge rebound, Brody Kaler. Kind of the Mr. Do-It-All tonight.
Our top plays, which you'll see at the conclusion of this one, are brought to you in part by Southeast Community College and Currency. And there will be no shortage of highlights after this one. Free throw up and good for Camden Dollinghouse. He's got 22 in the ball game. Dollinghouse got it again. It's a 6-point lead. That is the largest of the ball game for the Eagles, in the second half. Their largest lead, Andy, was 8-0, which is how they started.
Yeah, still a 2-possession game here, though, and yeah, you speak to that. What a response by the Falcons early on.
Owen Buss gets his pocket picks. Kaler with the slam and the dagger. With 26 seconds to go, we have a whistle after the play. Is this bucket not going to count, or are we going to see a technical?
It's going to count. It's a celebration technical for hanging on the rim. And Brady's pleading his case to the official right now that if he would have let go, he could have hurt himself or he would have landed on a player. I got to be honest, Jake, this is maybe a little bit of a celebration, but, I mean, then he let go. I don't know. I think you got to let the kids have fun, and also if there's any kind of a question to an injury like that, I don't know.
Incredible dunk. Maybe one of the highlights of the tournament there.
Yeah, definitely the highlight of the game. It's just too bad that it's tailed by a technical foul.
It'll be Aiden Glanz taking the free throws here for the Falcons. If things were to get crazy in the final 26 seconds, these could matter. The difference is it's now a 7-point game and 2 3-pointers, which the Falcons have excelled at tonight from long range. Those aren't going to help you. And the other one up and good as well for Glanz, who's up to 8 points in the ball game.
Well, you basically just gave those 2 points back to the Falcons.
6-point game. Inbound to Easton Buss. Buss dribbles to his right, hands off to his brother. Freeman needs a bucket quickly. Here's Buss. He knocks it down. Easton Buss makes it a one-score game with 15.2 seconds to go.
Yeah, now this is a completely different game. Only up 3 versus 5 after the technical foul and the 2 free throws knocked down by Aiden Glanz. Johnson Brox has to be very careful here because you know there's going to be a full court press put on by the Freeman Falcons. Got to take care of the ball, just work the ball to the center of the court, break that press, then force the Falcons to foul you. But that's much easier said than done.
It is. And I was just going to say, this has been everything. I know I've said this multiple times. You've said it as well. This game has lived up to the theme, the expectation, the hype that everybody put around it.
Yeah, no doubt. We've seen phenomenal shooting, some play above the rim. You just saw right there, Brody Gaylor elevating for the flush. This game really has had it all. You know, and it's been so long ago, but you just mentioned it, how Johnson Brock got out to that 8-0 lead. How about the response from the Falcons? Chipping away, staying within themselves, staying within the game plan, and bringing it to this type of a point where it's a one-possession game and anything can happen.
15.2 seconds to go. Jim McLaughlin, a long huddle right out to the left of that Freeman bench. And Johnson Brock will kick it into play. The inbound will come from Kaysen Dollinghouse. We haven't seen, knock on wood, either side turn it over tonight off an inbound. Dollinghouse bounces it into play, and he gets it in cleanly to his brother, who's fouled.
Yeah, I like the decision there to have Glanz guard the inbounds pass, but nice job finding Dollinghouse with the bounce pass off the inbounds.
The third foul of the game there for Owen Buss. Trevor Reed set to check in. Quentin Behrens, the sophomore, also at the scorer's table as well. 2 huge free throws here. First one by Dollinghouse. Shooter's touch, it falls.
Started backpedaling to look away, then he thought, nah, I better look twice, look it through. Did find its way through the cylinder.
Dollinghouse with 10 points in the fourth quarter. We'll look for his second here to make it a 5-point game. It's up. It's off the mark. And Freeman down 4, 10 seconds to go. Aiden Glanz for the quick 2. He's got it. Here's the inbound. 4 seconds to go, and Dollinghouse is fouled. 4.2 to be exact.
That was the quick deuce you were looking for. Excellent touch there from Glanz off the baseline. Scoring in a hurry. Now you got to hope for some good luck here if you're the Falcons.
4.2 seconds to go. Dollinghouse got it.
Boy, he really dialed in on that one. That ball wasn't even close to any iron. I mean, that was as true as it gets.
If this one falls, A three-pointer up the floor. Only cuts it to 1 for the Falcons. Dollinghouse, deep breath. He sinks it. Ball heaved in, 55-51. The half-court heave on its way, and the Johnson-Brock Eagles make it 50 straight. And for the first time in school history, have won the Mudecas basketball tournament in its 96 years of history.
What a battle, Jake Bartecki. We were just treated to. The Johnson-Brock Eagles, their entire fan base over there on their feet, cheering them on, and why not? That was some, I mean, that was excellent basketball. Really, these are one of those games it's too bad that somebody had to fall, somebody had to lose.
Johnson-Brock improves to 14-0, and they avenge their last loss that came all the way back in 2023 to the same Falcons team. And Johnson-Brock will hoist the Mudecas A Division plaque. When we come back, we'll get a look at some highlights from this one, take you through the award ceremony. Andy Klassen will meet with head coach Lucas Dollinghouse as well as our player of the game. Lots of good stuff still to come before we wrap up Mudecas week on NCN.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe. It's the Roe you know.
This broadcast is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Southeast Community College. Head to southeast.edu and discover your path to possible.
Well, for the first time in their school's history, Johnson-Brock is champions of the A Division. There you see the dejection from the Freeman Falcons. Andy Klassen, I thought, said it best. It's just a shame someone had to lose this outstanding exhibition we just saw in the Mudecas A Division finals. Lucas Dollinghouse having a couple of handshakes with his coaching staff. There's a look at the Falcons. The Falcons fall to 12-1 on the year. And this is a team that I would expect makes a very deep run through the rest of the season. Number 1 in our NCN rankings. Hard saying if they'll pop out of that spot or not, but a show of respect for Johnson-Brock, who played a tremendous game. They're getting their medals, and the celebration is on the other end of the floor. 55-51 is the final. The Eagles pick up the win. They are 3-time champions of this tournament, but all of them came in the B Division, 2010, 2012, and 2022. And on the girls' side, they had never won the A Division either. Both of those droughts, everlasting, have come to an end. Lucas Dollinghouse, a 3-time state champion head coach, his 9th year. Coached a lot of these kids, including both of his sons, Camden and Kaysen, since they were able to pick up a basketball. And Johnson-Brock, one bucket list item achieved for the season. I'm sure the next one is to go back to three-peat as state champions. Congratulations to Johnson Brock. There's a look at their celebration. And here comes the plaque. The boys are fired up as they will hoist the A Division trophy for the first time ever. Johnson Brock, 55-51 over the Falcons. When we come back, our Andy Klassen, well, still to come, I should say, on our postgame. Andy Klassen will talk with head coach Dollinghouse as well as our player of the game, and we'll take a look at our top plays. Still to come on our postgame.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy. This broadcast is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports. This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. See the trainer. Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't see just anyone. See the trainer. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Do you know when the worst time to find out your sump pump isn't working? The day you need it. At John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, we're offering a $59 sump pump inspection, so you won't have to find a watery surprise in your basement after a storm. For just $59, our licensed and experienced service professionals will examine your sump pump, inspecting its major components to ensure your sump pump is ready and working when you need it most. Hurry, this offer won't last long. John Henry's, serving your family since 1996.
When the game wraps up or even before kickoff, our community welcomes you with open arms. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is happy to have you here, and we want to show you what we're all about. From wide open spaces to music, shopping, entertainment, and more, there is always something for you to discover in our city. Stop by the Visitors Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit Lincoln.org. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Here's a look at the auditorium. All tournament teams getting announced now. We'll give you an update on that in just a moment. But there were no shortage of highlights and top plays in this one. Let's get a look at how we got to this 55-51 championship final for Johnson Brock. Our top plays brought to you in part by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. Top plays also brought to you in part by Southeast Community College. Discover your path to possible and discover more at southeast.edu. The ceremonial handshake between two undefeated heavyweights, Johnson Brock 13-0, Freeman 12-0 in our A Division final. Let's get underway here. First quarter, opening possession of the ball game, 15 seconds in. Austin Meyer with one of two triples on the night. He only had one made all season coming into the final. Camden Dollinghouse, aggressive take. He had 3 and 1 takes tonight. He would make the free throw for the three-point play. First field goal of the ball game for the Falcons came as time expired. In the end of the first quarter, it was Keegan White who played a terrific game off the bench. He found double figures with a team tie high at 10. Aggressive take to the rim here. Austin Meyer, a couple of three-pointers. He also made a couple of those baseline drive type plays. Trevor Reed from the corner, nothing but net. Trevor Reed got the start tonight for Jim McLaughlin, had 7 points in the loss. Camden Dollinghouse again, 26 points, one off his career high tonight. A lot of plays like that with aggressive takes. Aiden Glanz picking up where he left off from the semifinal when he started 4 of 4 from downtown. He would start 2 of 2 here tonight. Camden Dollinghouse, you're going to see a lot of him in this series of highlights. Drives past Trevor Reed. He tried to sell the foul. Officials weren't buying it. Dollinghouse with the 2 points. Ball kick to the corner here. Owen Buss, final minute of the first half, knocks down 3 of the 9 points he had in the ball game. We head to the second half. Trevor Reed right out of the gates, run and gun to the rim, gets the friendly roll, the shooter's touch, and Freeman would go back out in front to start the third quarter. Adding to the lead, 5-0 run for the Falcons in the second half. Aiden Glanz from downtown. Timeout called by Lucas Dollinghouse. Right out of the gate, they drew up a set play for Austin Meyer. Again, only had one of those made all year. He made 2 triples tonight in the win for Johnson Brock. To the corner, another chance here for Owen Buss. Knocks it down. He had the shot working tonight. Finished from downtown at 2 of 5. We head to the fourth quarter. 1 point lead for the Falcons when Keegan White finds his way to the rim once again. 10 points for White off the bench. Takes up a lot of space down low. Brody Kaler, the interception on the pickpocket, the dunk. He would unfortunately get a technical foul on the dunk. Little questionable to Andy and I's eyes, but the free throws would be good for Aiden Glanz. We weren't done yet. Easton Buss from the corner to make it a 1-score game, but it would be to no avail as the Mudecas A Division crown belongs to the Eagles of Johnson Brock. They knock off Freeman 55-51. That's a look at our top plays, brought to you in part by Southeast Community College and Currency. Andy Klassen is standing by with head coach Lucas Dollinghouse and our player of the game.
Lucas Dollinghouse, that was a battle. That was a lot of fun. That's 50 in a row.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts?
Feels good. We knew that it was going to be a tough game, and give a lot of credit to Freeman. You know, they play so hard. They play such good defense. They're so well coached. They just do a great job. And so we knew it would be a battle, but really that was the heart of a champion tonight. We pulled through when we needed to, and we never wavered. Even down 5 a couple times, we pulled it out. Great team effort by our guys.
You know, in a game like this, every little thing matters, every point matters, right? You guys got out to that 8-0 lead. What came to that start? How are you guys able to get a start like that?
Well, we wanted to start fast. You know, usually in our games we've gotten the tip and then we try to score first. We've had a couple games that were pretty uncharacteristic the last week or so where we didn't get the tip and we didn't score first. So our goal is always to get off to that hot start, and we were able to. We thought maybe we could. It really set us up kind of for the rest of the game.
You guys had some serious offensive highlights, but it really was the defense down the stretch, some key stops. Where does that tenacity come from?
I know these guys, they just play. They're gamers. You know, from a young age when they've been playing, they just get out and defend. And, you know, we always want to play good defense and hit free throws. That's really what we want to do. And the kids just did a great job of that tonight.
I thought you guys had a great balance to your attack. Meyer would get some key rebounds. You had some great defensive stops. Where does that balance come from?
It's always been that way. You know, this group of boys, they don't care who scores the points. They don't care who gets the glory per se. They just play for each other. They just are such great friends. They get along so well. They're just a great team.
What can you tell me about tonight's player of the game? Camden Dollinghouse, 26 big points, and you needed those points.
Yeah, you know, the free throws, but from a young age, you know, we talked about free throw competition after free throw competition, hours in the gym, that when we got to moments like this, that pressure wouldn't get to you. And down the stretch, we needed those. He did it. But, you know, the teammates set it up for that. And, you know, getting the key rebounds and then being able to finish, it's truly team game.
Congratulations on the Mudecas championship.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's bring in our player of the game, Camden Dollinghouse, 26 points, some big-time plays and free throws made, right?
Yeah.
What are you feeling like right now?
Pretty good. We've been working for this for, I don't know, 4 years now, getting canceled 1 year. I don't know how long it's been since Johnson won one. I know it's been at least 20 years. It's been a while.
So this is your guys' 50th straight wins. A lot of things have to happen in a stretch like that. What has been the most consistent thing for you to make this type of a run happen?
Determination and not getting complacent during games, even if they aren't most important or we don't take the team as lightly. But every game's big, especially when it comes to seeding and stuff in the future.
Talking about resiliency, you guys got down 5 late in this game, but you didn't waver, you're stuck with it. Where does that come from?
Years of being competitive, I guess. Still building that. Just like every game, never want to give up and keep going.
Now, you got things rolling there early offensively. You stayed consistent, 26 points as we mentioned. What was the game plan going in?
Attack them, get them in foul trouble, get key players out, which we did, and then hit the open shooter.
You guys are playing with a lot of confidence. Obviously, a win like this has to help build that confidence. What would you like to improve upon down the stretch as you kind of make another run towards the state tournament?
Probably offensively, like not the actually like running plays. We tend to just freelance it, but we get yelled at too a lot for screening and stuff, but that'll just come.
I'm just kind of nitpicking. You guys played phenomenal tonight. Congratulations on the win. Good luck moving forward.
Thank you.
All right, Jake, let's send it back to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Well, what a week of Mudecas basketball on all of our area radio stations, from KWBE to Ole Red 99.5 to right here on News Channel Nebraska on television. You see the families congregating here on the new floor at the Beatrice Municipal Auditorium as the 96th Mudecas basketball tournament has come to an end. A congratulations to the Eagles of Johnson Brock, who win an all-out war tonight in the A Division, 55-51 for their first ever A Division crown. Much more content on this week on News Channel Nebraska. You'll see those top plays in and out of our newscast. A big thank you to everybody here on our News Channel Nebraska crew. Danny and Paul in the truck, all our fine camera operators, John Reeson, Isaiah Ochtemeyer, and of course to you, the viewer, for following 2 nights of Mudecas Championship basketball on News Channel Nebraska. For Andy Klassen, I'm Jake Bartecki saying good night. We'll send it back to regularly scheduled programming on NCN.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.